direct retaliation for President Trump's decision to impose tariffs as high as 145% on Chinese imports earlier this year. In response, Beijing introduced its own retaliatory tariffs up to 125% on American goods. Specific targeting of Boeing represents a threatening not only the company's position in the world market, but also the livelihoods of tens of thousands of American workers. China's refusal to accept Boeing jets has already had tangible consequences. A Boeing 737 MAX jet painted in Xiamen Airlines livery was recently sent back to Seattle from China's Jiaozhan facility, symbolizing the deepening rift in U.S.-China trade relations. Boeing now faces the daunting task of redirecting up to 50 carriers, collectively valued at approximately $2.75 billion. But the impact extends far beyond these unsold planes. Boeing directly employs nearly 150,000 Americans and supports around 1.6 million jobs across the country through its extensive supply chain. With China halting both aircraft deliveries and parts imports, analysts are warning of a potential manufacturing slowdown that could put up to 40,000 jobs at risk in key states like Washington, South Carolina, California, and Alabama. This crisis arrives at a particularly precarious time for Boeing, which has reported cumulative losses exceeding $25 billion since 2019. The company is currently grappling with a cash burn rate of $1.30 billion per quarter, and the sudden loss of access to what was expected to be its largest growth market threatens to further destabilize its financial outlook. Boeing's stock initially plummeted to $154.10 on April 15, 2025, when news of the sanctions broke, though it has since rebounded slightly to $193.98 by May 8. This volatility reflects the broader uncertainty surrounding Boeing's ability to navigate the new trade landscape and secure alternative buyers for its grounded fleet. Communities centered around Boeing's manufacturing hubs are already feeling the strain. In Everett, Washington, where Boeing operates one of the largest aerospace factories in the world, local businesses report declining foot traffic and growing concerns about an impending economic downturn. Similar fears are emerging in Charleston, South Carolina, where Boeing's 787 Dreamliner facility serves as one of the state's largest employers. In Alabama, layoffs at Boeing's Huntsville operation begun, impacting defense and the ripple effects of job cuts are being felt by restaurants, retailers, and housing markets that rely heavily on Boeing employees. Economic experts have sounded alarms about Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell warned that sustained tariff increases are likely to generate a rise in inflation, a slowdown in economic growth, and an increase in unemployment. J.P. Morgan has raised global recession odds to 60% a year's end, citing the tariff war as the primary catalyst. Meanwhile, former White House economist Ernie Tedeschi predicts that Trump's trade policies could push the unemployment rate from 4.2% to 4.7% by the end of 2025, affecting approximately 500,000 analysts will full GDP by 2%. They are stating the halt in likely orders 10% will work for 2020 significantly trade aircraft off their scenario. No one's going to pay that. The customer won't take it. He added that airlines may simply turn to Airbus, potentially shifting the global balance of power. Commercial aviation only market historic was dominated by the Boeing Airbus duopoly. Corporate trade conflict is reached. Boeing works with approximately 12,000 U.S., many of which are small to medium-sized enterprise and contracts. As production schedules are disrupted, own existential crises, potentially triggering a cascade of closures throughout the manufacturing sector. For example, the 707 MAX program alone involved over 600 supply 400 aircraft. Many of these stated Kansas and Rockford, Illinois, local active threatens to derail strategic initiatives. The company has been working to reduce its debt load, which stood at $48.88 billion at the end of 2024, following years of challenges stemming from the 737 MAX grounding, pandemic-related disruptions, and production quality issues. With cash flow constrained due to halted deliveries, Boeing may need to maintain higher leverage for longer, limiting its ability to invest in future aircraft programs and develop